Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel where we explore ways how to achieve work-life harmony, do self-care, and pursue mindful relationships. Today, we will talk about Stress Management 101, 4 steps from chaos to calm. In this video, we'll break down what stress is, where it comes from, how it affects your body and mind, and most importantly, how you can take control of it using 4 powerful strategies. Let's get started. So what exactly is stress? According to Sondra Ciccarelli and J. Nolan Dwight from their book Psychology 6th edition and Global edition published by Pearson, stress is the term used to describe the physical, emotional, cognitive, and behavioral responses to events that are appraised as threatening or challenging. So in simpler terms, stress is your body's natural reaction to any demand or challenge. It triggers a chain reaction, releasing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that prepare your body for action. This is often called the fight or flight response. In short bursts, stress can be helpful. It sharpens your focus and helps you perform under pressure. But when stress becomes chronic, lasting days, weeks, or even months, it starts to wear down your mental and physical health. Stress doesn't just come out of nowhere, and no one is excused to experience stress. Common causes include work or school pressure, such as deadlines, high expectations, heavy or lack of control to our work or academic load. Life changes like moving or relocating, or when we get diagnosed with an illness and experiencing financial problems. Stress can also come from our relationships, especially the unhealthy ones, where we encounter conflicts, experience breakups, or social isolation. Another stressor can be also coming from our own mindset or mental stressors like having self-doubts or being perfectionist, or our fear to experience failure. What stresses you out may not bother someone else, and that is okay. What is important is to identify our own personal triggers. So how do you know when you're stressed? So here are some common signs and symptoms. Physical signs would include experiencing headaches, muscle tension, fatigue, trouble sleeping, and experiencing some digestive issues. Emotional symptoms would include being anxious, irritable, sad, and being overwhelmed. Cognitive symptoms would include having racing thoughts, being forgetful, and having difficulty concentrating. Behavioral symptoms would include withdrawing from our social relationships, overeating or undereating, procrastinates a lot, or we engage with substance use to cope. Recognizing these early warning signs gives you the power to respond before stress takes over. So here's something interesting, all right? So this illustration shows that stress isn't always bad. So we need to take a look at the Yerkes-Dodson stress curve. So this illustrates that there is a good stress we call as eustress, and bad stress we call as distress. On the left, we have too little stress, which can lead to boredom or lack of motivation. In the middle is optimal stress or eustress, where we are alert, focused, and performing at our best. Too far to the right is too much stress, which leads to fatigue, poor performance, and burnout. So the goal here isn't zero stress. It's finding our optimal zone and staying here as much as possible. So as figure 1 graphically illustrates, when one's stress level increases from 0, the level of one's performance or the quality or the quantity of one's results goes up as well, but only to a point at which we reach the classic point of diminishing returns. So as stress continues to increase, performance starts to fall off and continues to do so. So from the many books and articles that I have read, I can summarize them into these 4 steps represented by the acronym COME, which stands for C, change what you can, A, adjust your mindset, L, learn coping skills, and M, maintain balance. Of course, I also incorporate these steps in my personal life and is a part of the intervention that I use for my clients in counseling, especially when they needed help in managing their stress levels. So let's start with the first and often most empowering step. Change what we can. Sounds simple, right? But so many of us stay stuck in stress because we're focused on what we cannot control. The first strategy is to change or eliminate the source of our stress. Ask ourselves, can I solve the problem that's causing my stress? Can I set boundaries, delegate, or say no? Examples would include leaving a toxic work environment, ending unhealthy relationships, rescheduling our schedule to reduce overload. We can't always remove every stressor, but changing what we can is a powerful first step. We can also lighten the load by adding resources. This may mean equipment or materials. Help from other people can also be a valuable resource. Perhaps family or friends could help to look after our children, or someone who is being underused in their job may be able to take on some of your workload. Reorganizing our home or work environment can also help. Improve the position of our desk at work. It should be away from equipments that are frequented by a lot of people to prevent being interrupted. Learn to share the household tasks between all members of the family. Finding a quiet place to work is also recommended. You may need to make important changes to your life as well. Your own behavior pattern may be an underlying source of anxiety. Could you change the excesses of type A and type B behavior? So type A people need to gain work control, delegate work, plan their work, and relax. Type A people needed to keep their meetings short. Don't say yes without thinking about the implications to themselves and the team. Learn to say no without guilt, and do not accept guidelines. For people with type A personality, they need to assess their workload and pinpoint tasks that can be delegated. Delegate plenty of time. Prioritize their day workload. Break down large tasks into small manageable pieces and plan each one. Type A needed to remember that effective relaxation will make them more productive at work, and they need to learn to sit back and let others take control sometimes. Type B individuals, on the other hand, need to set clear goals and try to make sure that where they are going so that their talent and energy is not wasted. At the start of the day, they need to set goals for that day. Type B personalities are reluctant to delegate because they don't trust other people. We need to be clear in briefing them. Don't overbrief and get bogged down in too much detail. Let the person use their skills and creativity. Type Bs need to be assertive when dealing with difficult people or situations. Don't feel guilty about saying no, making difficult decisions, or reprimanding people if it is part of your job. Not all dealings with people are easy. Deal with problems as they arise. Type B people also need to learn when enough is enough. It is not always necessary to give the best possible answer to a query. Sometimes just a good answer will do. Stick to the brief, question, or issue. Don't go off on a tangent. Assess what's needed at the outset and stick to it. Resist the temptation to add too many extras. Bring an end to a task. Now, not everything can be changed, and that's where our mindset comes in. The way we think about a situation can either fuel our stress or help us calm down. Mindfulness, cognitive reframing, and self-compassion are key tools to be learned. Our mindset shapes our experience of stress. We might not control what happens, but we can control how we interpret and respond to them. So tools that we need to work on our mind would include focusing on what we can control, and we can also use reframing. I'll talk more about these two specific tools in my future videos. So we need to train our mind, and stress becomes something we manage, not something that manages us. Let's be honest, stress is a lifelong companion. So the question isn't how to eliminate it, but how to cope better. Whether it's deep breathing, time management, or assertive communication, having a toolkit of coping strategies is essential. Sometimes, stress is unavoidable, so the next best thing is learning to cope. That means developing emotional resilience and practical tools to navigate hard situations. Coping skills would include time management, assertive communication, and problem-solving skills. I'll delve more into each of these topics in my future videos. Think of coping as building your internal stress muscle. The stronger it is, the better you handle challenges. Professional organizations such as American Psychological Association, or APA, and the Psychological Association of the Philippines, or PAP, emphasizes skill building, especially in areas like problem solving and emotional regulation, as key factors in long-term stress resilience. Studies have found that people who use adaptive coping strategies were less likely to suffer from chronic stress-related health issues. Okay? We also have to remember that coping skills aren't one size fits all. We need to try different techniques such as guided imagery, journaling, progressive muscle relaxation, and we have to build our own personalized toolbox. And finally, let's talk about the foundation, balance. Because if your lifestyle is out of whack, it doesn't matter how many strategies you know, you won't have the energy to use them. So this means regular sleep, good nutrition, strong social connections, and making space for joy and rest, and as well as digital detox. Research says studies consistently show that sleep deprivation increases cortisol, our stress hormone, and reduces emotional regulation. So this has been found out by the study of Walker in his work Why We Sleep in year 2017. Likewise, social support is a well-documented buffer against stress. One longitudinal study in psychosomatic medicine by Uchino et al. 1996 found that people with strong social networks have better cardiovascular and immune function. Did you also know that even 10 minutes of daily exercise has been shown to boost mood and lower stress? So this has been found out by Peluso and Andrade 2005 in Clinics Journal. Finally, let me add the need to do digital detox, unplugging from our screens and social media from time to time. Our daily life has been so enmeshed with technology. The fast pace and too much information have overwhelmed us in one way or another. We need to focus more on our offline relationships as they provide more genuine benefits of being in a relationship. We need to think of lifestyle balance as daily stress prevention and not just crisis response. Stress is part of life, but being overwhelmed by it doesn't have to be. The calm approach that I just shared you helps you tackle it from every angle: practical, mental, emotional, and physical. Change what you can, adjust your mindset, learn coping skills, and maintain balance. 4 steps, 1 powerful mindset shift. In closing, let me share to you this quote from Donald Trubsing. Stress is like spice. In the right proportion, it enhances the flavor of a dish. Too little produces a bland, dull meal. Too much may choke you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who could use a little less stress in their life. Thanks for watching Stress Management 101, 4 steps from chaos to calm. Stay grounded, stay focused, and take care of yourself.